Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of No Huddle with Zach Arndt. And today we're going to be taking a look at the Ole Miss Rebels, giving a preview for the upcoming 2022 college football season, led by head coach Lane Kiffin, one of my favorite coaches in college football, along with offensive coordinators John David Baker, Charlie Weis Jr., and then defensive coordinators Maurice Crum and Chris Patridge. They have some key players returning. Jonathan Mingo, the wide receiver, the only receiver returning from last year's team. He had 78 yards last year. He had 346 yards on 22 catches, 15.5 average, and 3 touchdowns. They also have Cedric Johnson, defensive end last season, 6.5 sacks, 9.5 total in his career. They did lose an All-American in Sam Williams, so Cedric Johnson, this is his year to step up for the Rebels on defense. Safety, they have A.J. Finley. They have 12 players returning in the secondary. Also, some guys in the transfer portal coming in. Finley had 89 tackles and 3 interceptions a year ago. Their biggest loss in the offseason was Matt Corral, the star quarterback last year. He had 3,300 passing yards last year, 20 touchdowns, just 5 interceptions. He also ran for 614 yards and 11 touchdowns. They lost 2 running backs in Jerry and Ely and Snoop Connor. They lost star linebacker Chance Campbell, 111 tackles last year. But Lane Kiffin this year went into transfer portal, signed a top 3 transfer portal class, got superstars Jackson Wright, Zach Evans, Ulysses Bentley IV, and Michael Trigg. Taking a look at the depth chart, Jonathan Mingo, as I mentioned, only receiver from last year's team returning. They added Dennis Jackson, Jordan Watkins, Jaden Jackson, Braylon Brown, and Quay Davis. So they have 6 very solid receivers in the receiving room. Just going to have to find out if they can gel together in this offense. Offensive line, the whole left side, including the center, returns. Jeremy James, Nick Broker, and Caleb Warren. Eli Aker and Mason Brooks are going to be the 2 new guys to step in at right guard and right tackle. Tight end, they have a very solid tight end room. Casey Kelly and Michael Trigg are the top 2 tight ends. I expect Michael Trigg to be the starter, maybe not right away, but in the games that matter, say they need a late touchdown in a game, I expect Michael Trigg to be on the field in that moment. Quarterback, it's concerning because Jackson Dart has not won the job yet. Lane Kiffin said it's going to be until the end of fall camp probably when he announces the true starter. But Luke Atmeyer, the quarterback, he did not start last year, but he did step in for Matt Corral, I believe. So Jackson Dart, I expect him to win it. It's just a little concerning that he hasn't won it yet. Then running back, absolutely no concerns at running back. It's a win-win. Whoever they go with has their number 1 back, in either Zach Evans or Ulysses Bentley. Either one of them, they're both some of the best running backs in the SEC. So running back should not be a problem there. Looking at defense, along the defensive line, Cedric Johnson, as I already mentioned, K.D. Hill, Tavius Robinson make up the defensive front. Linebackers Kari Coleman and Troy Brown, 2 experienced guys, but they did not play much last season. DeAndre Prince, senior corner, and Miles Battle, also a senior. They returned 3 other defensive backs in Tysheem Johnson, Otis Reese, and A.J. Finley. They're going to have to add some new pieces in. At strong safety, it's going to be Isheem Young or M.J. Daniels. Yeah, they lost all their production, both rushing and receiving last year. Their top 4 rushers are all gone, along with their top 4 receivers and their star quarterback. But like I said, Lane Kiffin solved all those problems in the transfer portal. Went and got instant impact players. And let's take a look at some team stats from last year. Offensive efficiency, they ranked 34th. Defensive efficiency, they ranked 105th. Explosive plays on offense, they were 41st. And they were 74th on offense in finishing drives. Turnover margin, they were plus 8. Huge improvement from 2020. They were plus 8 last year, which is good for 19th in the nation. And their defense was very opportunistic a season ago. They took advantage of turnovers. They scored, I think, on over 80% of the drives they got a turnover. They went and scored either a field goal or a touchdown. So very productive in that category. Those stats were good for a 10-3 record. Let's take a look at the 2022 schedule. They start out with Troy and Central Arkansas. Should be 2 easy wins there for Ole Miss. At Georgia Tech, that could be a challenging game, but Georgia Tech lost a lot on offense. Ole Miss should win that game. Tulsa should be an easy win. Kentucky and at Vanderbilt, I have them winning both of those games as well. I also have them winning against Auburn. So I have them starting 7-0. I wouldn't be shocked if they go 7-0. At LSU, I think that's going to be their first slip-up. Traveling to Baton Rouge, I think LSU is going to be ready. I'm really hoping that's a night game. Probably going to be on ESPN. I can't wait for that matchup. At Texas A&M, I also think they'll lose this game. Reason number one being the trenches, line of scrimmage. I think that's going to be too much to overcome for Ole Miss this season. Alabama, the same thing. Last season it was ugly. Ole Miss went for, I think, 5 fourth downs in the first half last year. Got none of them. They got bullied at the line of scrimmage. Brian Robinson ran over them all game. I think they'll lose to Alabama. At Arkansas, I think Ole Miss will bounce back and win that, along with winning the Egg Bowl. And that puts them at a 9-3 record. A very solid season for Ole Miss. If they win their bowl game, 10 wins in Lane Kiffin's third season. This program's on the rise, one to keep an eye out for. Recruiting's going very well. Obviously, transfer portal. Taking a look at some of their 2022 recruits. They signed 5 4-stars in Jeremiah Dillon, Taylor Groves, Jaron Wells, Davison, Igbenasson, I probably said that wrong, and then Xavier Harris. So from a talent standpoint, obviously the roster's in a good spot for this season. I put 9-3 as a ceiling for Ole Miss. I believe that is their ceiling. I also don't think 10 wins is out of the realm of possibility. In my prediction, all that would take is a win against either LSU, A&M, or Bama. Hey, they could go into Baton Rouge and win that game, and that wouldn't shock me because Lane Kiffin has definitely done some crazier things in his career. That's going to do it for today's video, guys. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I hope you all have a great day. I'll catch you in the next one.